Good evening, I'm Tom Jiaras from the International House of Wine and Cheese and for WineLovers.com. Welcome to Wine Insider, and as always, my sidekick.
And it's me, Frank, the Internet Wino, and we're coming to you live from the Park Avenue Wine Bar in beautiful Barrington, Illinois.
It is a beautiful place. So anyway, you know, this week's show, I thought long and hard about what to talk about. I want to talk about a wine cellar. What you know, for a collector, how do you decide what you're going to put into a wine cellar?
I think a wine cellar.
What's the mix of wine?
It could be anything from a little thing on your counter that holds 15 bottles of wine to a room that's.
For a collector, you start doing wine, and it's like, okay, what am I going to mix? How much white? How much red? Some of the variables really have to do with entertaining. How you entertain.
It depends what kind of wines you like.
What kind of wines you like?
I mean, red wines are my thing. I don't collect or have as much white wine except champagne, but I do have some because people come over and that's what they want to try.
So basically, and then it's a matter of, you know, a lot of people age wine, whether you're going to age wine, you're not going to age wine. If you're going to truly be a wine collector, you got to age wine.
Well, people give me crap all the time because a big chunk of the wine that I have is actually sitting in a dining room. I try to keep the temperature consistent, which is very important, as you know, but I probably could do a lot better job cellaring my wine.
Well, then you don't have a wine cellar.
No, I really don't.
So, you know, I mean, let's
I have a wine collection.
Yeah, I have a wine collection.
That's aging quickly.
I mean, the most harmful thing, I mean, a lot of people say you're an idiot for storing your wine.
Some people might say that.
You know, but the most harmful thing to wine is rapid temperature changes.
Right.
So as long as, I think you probably keep the air conditioner on, right?
Oh yeah, even in the winter.
Okay, so you know, you're not going to kill your wine, but you may not age it as long as others. So, what's the dumbest thing you've ever done in your life? I mean, with your wine.
Left bottle sitting upright for too long.
The corks fell in?
They didn't fall in, but they dried out, and pretty much those bottles, they went bad really quick.
I mean, I felt like a total moron when I was in my 20s, and I had a bottle of 61 Bhutan Rothschild.
Ooh.
And I left it up, and the freaking cork fell into the bottle. I mean,
How long? How long?
You know, it was like in the early 70s, so it was 10 years old, and
so it went quick.
It went quick.
And if you had that bottle today, well preserved, I'm gonna guess that's worth at least $5,000, $6,000, $7,000.
Probably.
Maybe more.
So just call me a fucking idiot. If you want to, you can. Go ahead.
I wish I had that one. I will say, I won't call you names, but I'll say it was a big mistake.
Now, going back, the true wine collector, we have a cross section of domestic wines. The true wine collector probably would start with old world wines. French, Italians, and a true wine collector kind of looks at French California in a snobby way.
True.
Which I think is wrong in today's environment. I think California makes great wines. It's just a lot different style than French Bordeaux. I mean,
I like to mix it up. I like a lot of. But does that mean you're not a true collector? If you, let's say, you just don't dig the Italian wine, does that make you not a true collector?
I don't think it makes you not a true collector, but if you're gonna, I don't know. That's a good question.
Because it's an opinion. It's what do you like, right? And what do your friends like? And what are you building? What are you trying to build?
Well, that's very true. I would say if you don't have a cross-representation of wines from around the world, you're not a true collector.
No, that's true. I mean, you got to have something that's in the mood for, you know, if you have spicy food, if you have delicate food, if you've got a variety of different things, you should think about what's the composition of your cellars.
Right, now if you're going to start a cellar, there's somebody out there, they like wine, they've been drinking wine for a while, and say you're going to make an investment and put 10 cases together, 120 bottles. You buy a unit, Sub-Zero, or you do something. I mean, what would be the mix you would put in there? I mean, how much red, how much white?
For me, it would be 80% red, because that's just the way I am. I'm very much a red wine drinker, but I know most collectors will have probably, I'm going to guess that they would be 40% white.
Nah, I don't think so. I
30?
I think 80. I think, you know, 75, 25, 80, 80, 20.
I just see these people who rave about some of the California Chardonnays, and they would love them, but it's really not a cellarable wine.
They don't age that long.
Right.
California Chardonnays will not age like white Burgundy.
Right.
So, you know, I would say you're going to want to probably pick 20 to 25 different wines, 6 bottles or less. We're starting a cellar.
Right.
And pick the areas you like and the varietals you like. Like Cabernet, then pick some Cabernets from California, maybe Washington State, some French Bordeaux, and you know, Syrah. You're going to go from Burgundy, and Rhone, and you're going to do probably some domestic Petit Syrahs from Washington State.
Right.
Zinfandel, you know, obviously from California. Maybe some Jiaras from Australia.
Did we say Italy?
Italy, you're going to want to do some Sangiovese and what else?
Maybe Amarone.
Or, yeah,
if you're really getting into, you know, some more interesting wines.
Yeah,
that's a lot. That's a lot. In 10 cases, you might not be able to fit all that into 10 cases if you're just starting out.
But it's a matter of what you like.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's an interesting subject, and you got to start something.
True. I mean, this is assuming you've already got all the accoutrements together. You've got the room, the temperature control, the humidity, everything else all thought out.
Not like the living room.
Not like the living room. No. I have the temperature right, but the humidity is probably way off.
All right. So anyway, I would say 120 bottles. Then when you get to be a little bit better collector, you probably double that. And then for the true collector, what they end up doing is they'll get to a certain point, they'll make an investment, whether it's 100,000, $250,000, some people like $500,000, and they get to that level, and then they'll trade in and out of wine.
Well, then you start harvesting, right? Yeah.
They'll sell wines, the wines that they've aged for 10 years, they'll sell some at auction, create some cash, and then buy newer vintages. And that's how they'll go about doing it. So you get that one investment, that capital investment. Once you get to that point, you really don't need to keep writing checks.
And do you think that's true? I mean, with the way wine prices keep going up, do you think you really can get to that point? Or are you, no matter how much you spend today, the profit you're going to make on that is just not going to cover the cost of the wines that are coming out now? Is that possible?
You bring up a valid point. It is possible.
Yeah, I worry. You know, I look at what Camus used to cost, and I look at what the French Bordeaux used to cost, and now, I mean, they're crazy. It seems like they've outpaced inflation.
The French Bordeaux, the first roast for the, you know, the 2009 first trans, I mean, they're through the roof, and it's because of all those damn, you know, Far Eastern.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Hong Kong,
they
China,
have money to burn, and they are burning.
And they're just driving the price up. They're buying everything. It's unrealistic. I mean, even at wholesale prices for my own cellar, it's crazy.
So hopefully their economy collapses and our wine prices.
You know, the son of a bitches and everything, they drink most of it. They cut it. They open a bottle of Romani Conti and they drink it on ice cubes with 7-Up. You know, it's just, they want the Romani Conti bottle right there, and that's what they're doing. It's crazy. You know, I mean, I know a lot of people that sell wine there, and I'm like, the first time I heard that, I'm like, nah, there's no way.
You're kidding, right? You're just joking.
But it's unfortunately a lot of it's being consumed now.
Oh, well, we won't do that.
No, you'll never see me with ice cubes and red wine.
So. Even though you told me about people are talking about the 4-second.
You know, I should clarify that. When I was at the Food and Wine Show in Aspen a couple weeks ago, some of the leaders of the seminars were talking about the 4-second rule, and they're saying Americans tend to drink their red wine too warm, and it should be consumed at about 65, 66, 67 degrees. When it's up to 72, 73, 74, it pulls a lot of flavors and you're getting alcohol.
That's proper cellaring. It's not, they're going to put a Band-Aid on it by throwing an ice cube in it.
I mean, you go to a restaurant, they bring a wine.
Oh my God.
Some of these idiots,
it's like 80 degrees, right?
They got the good wet red wine like at the top of the room where all the hot air goes.
Right.
So what do? You know, they have to put it on ice for a little while.
Or you just don't buy wine there.
One or the other.
That's one
probably
of the
not stored properly.
Yeah, no.
It's obviously not stored properly. But they said 4-second rule. Drop an ice cube in, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, scoop it out. It's not going to do anything to the wine.
You're not going to let it off the water.
And it's a little bit out there, but think about it. Anyway, what else you got to get today, Frankie boy?
I think realistically, having a cellar is a great idea. I think people then can find wines that they like and have them consistently. I know I hate when I buy 1 bottle or 2 bottles, I drink them up, and then I don't have any more and it's all gone. It's a great way to take a wine that you really like and have enough of it on hand so you can drink it going forward.
Right, and if you keep good notes, it's really important. Yes. Because I don't care what kind of collector you are, I don't care if you get the biggest cellar in the world, everybody is guilty of keeping some wine too long, and it's past its prime, and it gets to the point where there's no fruit left, and it's not an enjoyable experience. You want to stay on the ball so that doesn't happen. Anyway,
don't do what I do. That's my final recommendation.
There you go.
Make a cellar.
That's right. That's it for this week. Cheers. Once again from the Park Avenue Wine Beer Bar here in lovely Barrington, Illinois, and we'll see you next time. Cheers. Cheers.